Welcome everybody to episode 31 of the DragonCast. My name is Brian Daniels, and I'm back once again with my podcast partner in crime, Victor Salazar. Victor, how you doing today, man?
Hey, what's going on, Brian? We're doing pretty good, you know. I feel great. I feel good. But I do want to take just one quick minute just to, throw a little shout out to all my friends in the community right now. I live in California. There's fires up and down everywhere. Air quality is horrible right now. So you guys be safe, be careful. Try not to be out there too long because, that air quality sucks right now.
Yeah.
So just be safe, guys,
Absolutely.
We got all kinds of bullshit dealing with, 2020 and just another one.
Hey, man.
That's not the only one, right, Brian?
That's right, man. We'll get into some other things here too, but today, before we get into everything, I want to welcome our guest with us here on the DragonCast. This man is an actor. He's been in the show Stranger Things season 1, played Tommy. Also played Terry in a show called Daybreak on Netflix. Both those shows on Netflix. You can check him out right now. He also does some voiceover work. He's also a musician and a singer. Got some music on Spotify. Welcome, Mr. Chester Rushing, to the show. How you doing today, Chester?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hi. Thank you so much for having me, guys. Good morning. Good morning. I'm feeling pretty great today.
That's good, man. That's good. Despite everything going on, right? Feeling pretty good?
Yeah, the universe throws a curveball at us sometimes and throws us some tests, and it's the human will and the resolve and our hope that pulls us through it. Even if we're getting kicked around, we still got hope, and
that's right.
I'm hopeful. I'm more hopeful than ever. At that soon, maybe even tomorrow is going to be a better day.
Right? Yeah.
Hey, man, that's the attitude,
man. Yeah.
You gotta have that. You gotta have that mentality, man. Well, Chester, we definitely appreciate you being on the show today. And but before we get into your career and everything, I want to take some time to touch on something that just happened last night. I want to wish, Chadwick Boseman passed away last night, and we recorded the show on Saturday, so by the time you guys are watching, it's Monday. But he passed away last night. He was, I think, 42, 43, too young to pass away. For those who don't know him, he played T'Challa in Black Panther. He was Black Panther. And in the movies, and he's got a Spike Lee movie coming up called The Five Bloods coming up real soon. That's his last movie he did, and we want to wish him and his family well, and may he rest in power, rest in peace, and I gotta say, Wakanda forever, man. It's sad that we lost such a great actor. He had no idea. I had no idea that the man had cancer. I think he kept it pretty low key, pretty close to the vest. But this year has been something else, guys. I'll tell you what, man. It's been a wild, wacky, crazy, insane year. It's hit us in all sorts of directions. And last night with Chadwick's passing, it just adds to the craziness of what's been going on this year. But we do want to wish his family. Our thoughts, prayers, everything else are with you guys at this time, and those who are close to him, friends as well. We're thinking of you right now. So, please, definitely. Our hearts and thoughts are with you all today.
Absolutely. It's not every day that you find an actor who's as equally a fantastic person, right?
Yeah,
and that man is a testament. Every time he did a appearance in person, he held like such a respectable mantle. He was the king that he played on television life as well as in the movies. I remember I couldn't go on the set, but when we were filming Stranger Things 1. At Screen Gem Studios, they filmed Black Panther in the studio next to us.
Oh, wow.
Next to us.
Yeah.
So part of it anyway. And Caleb McLaughlin, he was able to go onto set, and for a I saw some of the cast. I think I saw him come out and just stand there while they went in, and I was like, that's so cool.
That is really cool. Man.
Yeah, man.
Man.
Yeah, that's when you turn into a fan, huh? The fanboy comes out for a minute.
That's right,
it's
man.
Amazing, man.
That's right, man.
That's cool. That's really
I got whenever I stream, I keep my Stan Lee Wolverine.
Oh,
right next to me, man.
That's awesome. That's amazing. But yeah, that news hit late last night. I remember when I found out, my friend told me, and I was like, "No way, man! No, come on, this can't be true." Because because the thing about this is, man, when you get on Twitter, especially, you see somebody's name trending. I don't know about you guys. When I see somebody's name trending on Twitter, I hate to say it, but you know what the first thought usually tends to be, right? And I hate that. I hate that so much. And unfortunately, this one was not a hoax. And it hits us close. So definitely, I wouldn't feel right if we hadn't touched on that since it happened just last night. So
many people are affected. Either they know somebody with cancer, or they have a battle with cancer going themselves. Like my father, all through my middle school, through my high school, he battled cancer. He's fine now. Years later, but for 9 years, he just was deteriorating to the point that at the end, he didn't even know who I was. And I was one of the only people taking care of him, and it was so crazy. So acting became a way for me to deal with that.
Yeah.
So, if anybody out there, young ones out there, want to know how to deal with, the things going on in their life, creative outlets are there.
Yeah.
For be able to resolve those kinds of things. And acting for me and music was some of those things that I dealt with that with. And I don't know if I would have gotten through it healthy if not for that,
And I think that's a good segue into, what inspired, the acting and the music. I understand that sometimes it's an outlet for somebody, something's going down at home that you need an escape, or you need something to just take your mind off of things sometimes. Was your dad that outlet, or I should say the acting and the music was the outlet for your dad? Is that what was going on when you were younger?
Absolutely. Whenever I went into a different role, or I was able to sit down, like learning an AC/DC song, or believe it or not, Slayer. Like,
me too, buddy. Me too.
Right.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, you're talking to the metalhead over here, dude.
Oh
yeah.
I'll go grab my guitar right now. We'll go ahead and get with Rain and Blood right now. Right now. I'll do it right now.
It's the power of a riff, man, or the power of and I think it was also the fact that whenever I put my mind to because when I started playing guitar, a lot of these kids, they have YouTube and stuff. And I was like, that didn't exist.
Right. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's right.
It just started coming out. Yeah. And I was like, whoa, what the heck? When the internet started dropping tabs and stuff, I was like, I didn't have to pay for such heavy, I couldn't pay for classes, So that was such a cool thing. I was learning by listening to it. But I think whenever you learn the riff, or you learn what it is, you feel a sense of accomplishment, and that's a really nice thing.
Oh yeah.
And it feels awesome. It's
I feel you, because I used to do the same thing, well before YouTube. I'd listen to the song, I'd have Master Puppets playing or whatever. I'm learning the riff, I'm playing along, and I would have the music play as I'm playing, and if it sounds off, I would say, well, that's me, because I know they didn't screw it up. Yeah. So let's do it over. So that's the beautiful part about the day and age we're in now. You touched on, back then you didn't have YouTube, we didn't have this means of learning stuff, because that's kind of how I taught myself video editing and podcasting and mixing and things like that, was through YouTube. I call it the college of YouTube, because that's exactly what it is, and you can go on there and you can learn so many things. I know. There you go. Yeah. And I know that Chester, you do some voice acting. What's great about YouTube is too, there is some voice acting, light, I'll say very light voice acting classes you can actually learn from people on YouTube as well that I've seen, because I've always loved voice acting. It's something I've even wanted to get into. I thought it's kind of cool. But before we get into your voice acting career, let's get right into to Stranger Things, man. Because what was that like? How did you go about? You played Tommy,
right?
And that you were part of Steve's kind of clique, right? His whole gang there. Tell us what that was like for you. What was that experience? Because I remember when I watched that trailer for the first time, I was like, "Oh man, this is my show!" I mean, dude, Dungeons and Dragons. That was my life, man, as a kid. Well, as a teenager,
man. Into that. adding to that, how did you stumble across that role? How did you come?
Hey, you guys, D20. There we go.
Got my D20 right.
Yeah. D12. Yeah, there you go.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So I haven't. So Stranger Things. What a blessing on my life. Like for real. Like
No
a lot
doubt,
of people
man.
are like, you're just the bad guy in that, or like whatever. But it's like, no, you don't understand. You're a part
Yeah, man.
of
you're
a
part of
major
something. Yeah.
historic
Yeah.
show. That the type of show that we made hadn't happened for years and years and years preceding that, right?
Yeah.
It's this kind of stuff that we grew up like loving, like the Steven Spielbergian, like
Yeah, no doubt.
that crazy Super 8 vibe, that
Yeah.
you know, all that cool stuff. So I knew immediately, right, that it was going to be insane. So believe it or not, Stranger Things got turned down by every network. Like almost 10, like 12, 13 times. They were like, we don't want it. It's trash. You've got to make it. You've got to make it like Hopper. It's got to be a cop show. And then
I can see them trying to do that. And you know what's funny is that's how it always happens, right? They get the good things. It's like, you know, they say one man's trash is another man's treasure, right?
Right.
So like that's how it always happens, man. I'm telling you.
And the Duffers, you know, testament to the Duffers and their writing, and they stuck to their guns. Like they were like, no, it's about the entire community. It's about everything going on. It's about the kids too. So they didn't stop, and Netflix gave them a shot, right?
Yeah.
And this is like pre-blow up Netflix. Like Netflix had some hits.
Oh yeah.
But this was like, I think the hit that really
pushed them over.
Oh, absolutely.
Pushed them over the edge.
I agree.
Right, exactly, brother. And man, you know, for me, getting out, like I said, like I had done 1 or 2 movies at the time. I had done a movie called Believe Me, which is like a faith-based movie. And then I did another movie right after that called My Father Die, which is a blood action-packed movie directed by Sean Brosnan, and Pierce Brosnan produced it.
Oh wow!
Like, oh, dude, it was.
Oh.
So you know the
James,
was
you had James Bond. You had James Bond, man. That's pretty dope.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, man.
Like the James Bond that I knew with the invisible car.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, man. That's wicked.
Yeah, so like that was really crazy. And then like when I came back from that a few months later, I had been watching Netflix, and I was working at a Mexican restaurant attached to a gas station in the middle of nowhere, man, in Texas. And like, dude, don't get me wrong, they had like the best enchiladas I ever had, bro.
Oh, nice.
That
makes it all worth it.
There you go. There you go,
man. And we made like our tortillas from scratch, right? It was like
that's the best. That sounds good.
So I mean, I was, you know, schlepping enchiladas and doing a whole bunch of stuff, and brother, they called me out. They were like, "You wanna come and read for this Netflix show?" I auditioned. I sent in an audition tape.
Okay.
And a few weeks later, they said, "You want to come into the table read in Atlanta? You don't have the job yet, but if you put the money up and fly yourself out, go to the table read, they might hire you." Wow. And I was like, "You mean I get to meet Winona Ryder?"
Right?
And right?
These bro priorities, man. Yeah, yeah.
Right? That's like, you had me at Winona.
That's awesome.
Like, perhaps you get to meet her if she's there. Bro, I had less than $1,200, man, and I was like, my mom was like, "Mijo, I don't have the money."
I hear you.
Like,
oh man.
I was like, so I paid for the ticket myself.
Yeah.
And I got out there, and then I had to live for like 4 or 5 days. So my uncle helped me find a little like hotel, because he was staying out there.
Yeah.
At the same week, the same month, my uncle was there for work. You know, the universe.
Oh wow, the stars aligned for you.
Wow, that's amazing, man. Yeah.
And man, I checked into the little hotel, went to the hotel for the table read, And the first person I saw was Winona Ryder in her
Oh,
hat.
nice.
No
She was
way.
wearing that Lydia hat and everything, dude. Bro,
That's
man.
so dope. Oh my god.
And I'm like, oh, I'm here. I'm going to the reception desk. Where's the table to read for this and this? And they're like, oh, it's downstairs. And a guy like taps me on the shoulder, was like, was that Winona Ryder? And I was like, I think it was. I think it was.
That's funny, dude. You had to play the cool cat, huh?
That's pretty
I
awesome.
think it was
For the
dude.
first
Man, that's great. That's pretty great.
We had
That's
the table
cool.
read, man, and
Yeah, man.
Caleb, Millie, all the people were there, you know.
That's awesome.
And I remember, man, like afterwards, I talked to David Harbour, and he was just like outside the hotel, just smoking a cigarette. And I walked up next to him and I was like, man, I think you're great. and he was like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, gee, man, I've been doing theater for like 30 years. About time for something like this to happen. And I was like,
oh my god, that's fantastic, man.
I was like, dude, I believed in it so much because I'm a
man.
I nerd out over this stuff. I'm like,
yeah,
I think
See, man,
it's so cool.
See, man, I love that because I love even just seeing your reaction to telling the story. I love it because I love seeing these actors and celebrities get starstruck over other celebrities. Like I love that. Like you go in and you're like you didn't even think you're gonna meet Winona, and then she's right there. Like the first. I mean, that's so amazing. Especially as someone like you, still up and coming. You know, looking for that breakthrough. You know what I mean? And
dude, believe me, I say like, you know, it was so nuts. So I went back home. I didn't have the job, but I had felt like I won the lottery, you know?
Oh man, yeah.
And when I went back home, I was training to be the bartender of the restaurant that I was at. And while I was away for those 4 days that I had told them I was away for, they gave my bartending job to somebody else.
Oh,
and they
man.
Come back to being a bus boy.
Dude.
And I was like, you want me to be a bus boy again? I was like, I was a waiter 3 weeks ago. And then I quit. I was like, I can't. I was like, man, after that, I was like, I don't know why something's telling me just believe in yourself and like,
dude,
maybe find a different place.
Yeah.
And so, man, but I quit. And then about 2 weeks later, they called me, told me I had the job for Stranger Things, man.
Wow.
And I literally didn't think Netflix was going to hire me at all.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think so because, you know, I had never made that amount of money ever in my life. Like, and it's not like hundreds of thousands or anything like some of the other people.
Sure. Yeah.
But it was enough for me to go, oh my God, this is
insane. Man.
Like, and so, you know, about a month and a half later, I was on set. And I walked onto Screen Gem's lot in Atlanta, and it was humongous, right? It was humongous.
Mm-hmm.
They had part of a set that they used to film like specific shots for The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
They had another giant set over here. Over here was Stranger Things. And then the first thing I see, brother, is about 100 firemen out in front of one set. And a man screaming, jump faster, jump faster. And I'm like, man, that old guy seems like he's pretty intense. Man,
what a way to just
them
put you
filming
in,
the movie Sully. That was them filming the movie Sully. So that was that was Tom Hanks.
Oh, that's insane. That's a great flick.
Man, who's the director?
Yeah.
Who's the director of Sully? I'm gonna die. They're gonna kill me out there for not knowing this. Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood with a megaphone.
Yeah.
And
wow.
It was Clint Eastwood going, jump faster.
Wow.
And when I found out, because I went in to go do my paperwork, and they were like, did you see Clint Eastwood out there with a megaphone?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's Clint Eastwood.
Right? Yeah.
I went into the kitchenette and I called my dad. I was like, I just saw Clint Eastwood. What? What movie are you doing? I was like, no, not up close.
No.
But my eyeballs,
Man.
I saw him.
That's cool.
That's so crazy.
These are the stories that I find amazing because you know what? It just reminds everybody that actors are just like us, man.
They're human, man. We're all
people
human.
that you know are gonna just get excited over seeing some of the heroes from back in the day, man. Clint Eastwood is the man.
Oh, dude.
And to hear him yelling at somebody, you're like, dude, you know, that's amazing. Tom Hanks. I don't know if you saw Tom Hanks, whatever he was doing, but I mean, come on, man. Seeing these guys, I think I'd be all over them to be like, oh, I just Clint Eastwood, dude. Did you see that?
Yeah, I would too, man. Who wouldn't, right?
Yeah, man.
That's amazing, man.
And that's insane.
Those are the. You know what? I'm gonna touch base real quickly just on your experience, man. Because you know, you took a shot. You went out to Atlanta. You went for the table read.
Yeah.
A lot of people will see this, you know, as you're going out for a job, and whether you get it or not, be thankful you had that experience.
Mm-hmm.
You can learn from that. You know what I'm saying? You took a shot. It worked out for you, which is great, and I'm happy. But if by chance, you know, if it didn't happen, you would have had the chance to sit with Winona Ryder, the chance to sit with all the guys from there, and you know,
he had opportunity.
Just that experience, just to be like, you know what, I was there. Might not have gotten the spot, might not have gotten the job, but I was there. I met everybody. I can learn from that and move forward.
Absolutely.
Because I know acting is a tough job, man. I know it's tough to get into roles.
Yeah.
I know it's tough to. There's a lot of rejection in it, from what I know, from what I heard.
Yeah.
So
it's very subjective.
You know, stay up. Yeah,
Also,
you gotta stay up.
Man, you know, those words are true to life, bro. They are absolutely true in every way because, you know, by the way, is my lighting okay? Like, do you want me to turn on my normal light?
You look fantastic, man. You look great.
Cool. Oh, okay, cool.
You look good.
You
look good, man. You look good.
But yeah, man, I was like, I if I wouldn't have made it out of there with a job, I would have been able to know, like,
oh yeah, man,
at least I'm able to make it to this level. Like I was able to see all of this, and I will never forget that till the day this, you know, dude, I don't wake up anymore,
dude.
Man,
right?
You know?
Yeah, I mean that's what life's about, man. Is having these experiences and treasuring them. You know, we had Jeremy King on here a few weeks ago, about a month ago, and he does some horror movies, and man, he told us about he actually got to be on Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
Oh,
and he was just a an unnamed guy, but he said that he got to work with Jerry Bruckheimer. I mean, he got to work with all these actors. He got to see Johnny Depp. I mean, he's like, look, I wasn't a big character in the movie. I wasn't like the standout. And I guess we could apply the same thing to you too, though, because your character, granted, minor role. Right. But you know, you weren't Millie Bobby Brown. You're not all them. Yeah. But dude, but look, man, sometimes you don't need to be that standout person because you get that experience. You could say, look, I was on Stranger Things. You guys can go watch me on Netflix. I can say that. I got to do that. I got to be a part of that. And that's just amazing, man, that you got to do that, man. I'm so proud of you for that, bro.
And those guys on
that's
Pirates,
amazing.
Oh, bro, thank you so much, man.
Dude, for real. That's for real, man. You took a shot and you got it, man.
Man,
you took a shot, bro.
Oh, man, you gotta do it.
Gotta take a shot. Gotta take a shot.
That's
Sorry,
right,
Hamilton.
man.
Right.
that was when you said that. That's exactly where my mind went. By the way. My shot. Yeah, that's right. There it is, bro.
Oh man, and it's that moment where you're like, your heart will tell you, you're like, dude, should I go for this? Like, you know, is this something I should believe?
Yeah.
And do you believe, you know, somebody told me this, they were like, who you know might help you get in the door, and your talent and your hopes and beliefs what keep you there, you know?
That's right.
And keep you pushing through all that stuff. And you know, some of those guys, like some of my friends, like Martin Kleba, he was in Pirates as well. He was like the little guy with like the two guns, and he'd like shoot him off and stuff. And all of them. But he's like, man, you know, he was like, even some of the guys that didn't have like more than 1 or 2 lines, that was work for like 8 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
9 months.
Yeah, he Jeremy was telling us like he had to do some full-on training, had to learn how to shoot a cannon. I mean, he had to, dude, I'm telling you what, he got to be out there in the Caribbean. Dude, he had to do all this stuff, and he was just like Soldier B, dude. Like that's all he was, man. Like he had to go through all that stuff.
And if I remember correctly, I think his crotch was on screen more than his face.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. He said that, and
expensive shots, though,
bro. Right? That's like, bro, get me in there. Let me be a palm tree. Let me be a palm tree or something, man.
You know what? But
let's go, man.
You got to see it that way, man. I don't know what show I was watching that they were talking about. Oh man, you know, when there's a school play, you got the lead, you got the supporting characters, and then you have tree B and you have tree A. You know? Yeah, man. Sometimes the kids got to be the tree. But nevertheless, man, all the kids on stage are making it happen. That tree is part of the background. That's part of the backgrounds can be characters too, man. The atmosphere, such as Stranger Things, man.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is something else. So don't worry about don't worry about the role you play, man, because you gotta look at the bigger picture. You're making a story, you're bringing a set to life.
That's right.
That's what you gotta keep your focus on, man. Don't worry about being tree B. Know that you're part of the setting, you know, you're part of what's making the story work.
Absolutely. That's why like I make it a point, like after every day that I finish wrapping up on set, they'll like check me out of like, they'll sign me out because they're like, we got to stop paying for him. I'm like, okay. So
that's great.
I'll make my way past the long line of background actors. And I remember, man, right out of high school, I went into doing background work. Then I went to stand-in work. And then after stand-in work on a Jerry Bruckheimer show that didn't make it but like 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I started working like stunt driving with Eric Norris. So Chuck Norris's son. I did like some stunt driving for him.
That's
like
pretty cool.
Very, very minimal stuff, but I can still say it, you know?
Yeah.
That guy was driving 18-wheelers off of bridges and stuff. That guy was nuts. I was like, let me drive past the camera. So like, but I remember,
that's
like,
awesome,
I
man.
worked from the bottom and to make it to where I am now, to make it to where I'm gonna go, you know. So I will make it a point every single time I rap and be like, I just want you all to know that I'm super grateful for every single one of you that stuck it out these last 12 to 15 hours while we were on set in the cold, in the heat, whatever it is, you know, because we cannot make a movie without every single one of you that are here. So for me, one of the lead actors on the show, I just want you to know that you're awesome.
Yeah.
Freaking go like, whoa, dude. Like, and I'm like, I want you to know that round of applause is for you guys and your hard work, man. because dang, man, they're there for 12 hours, 15 hours.
Bro.
Dude, it's
no doubt, man.
Brutal in the rain.
I mean, but the thing is, though,
Atlanta heat is crazy, man. So,
I mean, but the thing is, though, it lets you know, though, that you're still just as important. You're not, because like you're like a gear on the cog, man. And if one's gone, dude, you can't turn right. So, I mean, when they have you on the set for these long times, and even though your character's like not really on screen all that much, it still lets you know that, look, man, you're just as important. Like you matter, and I'm glad that it's like that in Hollywood. Sometimes I know sometimes Hollywood can be a little gray. It has some gray areas there, but the thing is, man, you are, dude. Stranger Things. That's such a great show. Like you said, it was definitely a show that really put Netflix out there, like way more.
I really
popularity.
And to touch on what he was saying earlier is like the atmosphere of the background, right? So like Stranger Things was one of the only shows other than Daybreak, because Daybreak is really cool and they had like custom outfits for everyone.
Yeah, that was cool.
But Stranger Things went out to vintage shops and bought every single piece they could find and gave every single person that was in the background like terry cloth shirts. I don't even know if some of these kids know what terry cloth is.
Probably not.
Man, I didn't know what it was before, but my God, did it feel good, bro. I look swollen there. Call me Pebble. Mini Rock over here. No, man,
man.
But it was like from that to the cars, to the backpacks,
man,
to the books. I mean, even the notebooks that they had in the extra, the backgrounds.
That's insane, man.
Backpack were freaking actual vintage notebooks, because if somebody pulled one out, they don't want to see like, like something for 2020.
Right, yeah, or recent, yeah.
Or recent, whatever year it was.
That's crazy.
So it was
attention to detail,
like,
man.
Easy. It was easy for us to go on set and literally be a part of a world that really truly existed.
Yeah, did you really feel like you were, so it sounds to me like you really felt like you were transported back into like that 80s, 90s era when you walked on set. It was like, how was that like for you? Like, I mean, you know, you said you're on these sets like 12 hours a day, whatever, you know, 8 to 12 hours a day. When you're in a literally different decade, right? I mean, because that's what you're doing. You're taking yourself out of the current decade that you're in, right. And you gotta change clothes and even have a different attitude with that, right? Even
mindset,
that,
right? The mindset.
What was that like?
Different
like going, yeah, man, like going into that decade, and then being in that, and then did you have to like kind of relearn how to go back into a modern era, like because being on that set,
I never did, man.
That's crazy. No, right? Because let's be real here. That's what really, in my opinion, the environment is also an actor if you think about it as well, because it's just as important.
That was incredible. You are learning to be an actor. That was
because honestly, you know, that show I don't think would have really been as popular had it not been for the era that it was set in.
Oh yeah, I would say so too.
So what did you have to do to get, like, how much, you know, knowledge did you have of things from that era? I'm sure you grew up in that. I know you're 90s baby, right? 90s, you grew up in the 90s? Yeah. So, like, I mean, it's not like you weren't familiar with Dungeons and Dragons and all that. Right, 83.
This was the 80s, yeah.
So what steps did you have to take to prepare your character for that decade? Let's put it that way. They always say the role, but what about that decade, man?
You know, like, I watched a lot of movies, man. I watched like Monster Squad.
Yeah, nice.
I watched like pretty much like just like listen to music. I was like, what was the character listen to? And I was like, man, he listened to the stuff I already got in my CD collection.
That's right, yeah, man. Yeah.
And you know, I would learn like history, like a little bit about like what's going on. Not too much because Tommy wasn't that smart about history, but like what it was like getting some words that I didn't know before, like, you know, into my vocabulary. You know, just really, really, really being present with what life was like. So I asked a lot of like my metal friends that grew up in like the, you know, the hair metal era. They were like, dude, you're gonna be just like me when I was in high school.
Yeah, right.
Not giving an F. And I was
like, yeah, pretty much, man.
Exactly. Yeah. He was like, do you know who this comedian is? And I was like, no. And he was like, what about this comedian?
Man.
And I was like, dang. And he was like, my friend Paul Ladd would like, he would throw me different like historical things.
That's amazing.
Basically, like, it's an attitude, right? There was a different attitude that people and it was like super hot. Like the era was like super cool. Everything was like super slick and super cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you didn't know what was going to happen next, right? You didn't.
That's right, man.
Like the future was so bright, and every day was just like let's party, let's kind of like
it on, yeah.
Make like like
let's bring it on, man.
Rock on, like
let's go party on, bro.
That's where Tommy's vibe came from, you know, the comedians of the past, because he was really funny, like
oh yeah,
super funny. But then like a lot of we watched a lot of like Animal House, you know, like a lot of great comedies, and
yeah, man,
they took away a lot of the comedic elements in season 1 because they wanted it to be more about like, oh, Barb died.
Yeah.
They wanted
Barb,
to have the
Yep.
Yeah, they wanted that vibe, huh?
Yeah, they wanted that like somber vibe because like in the lunchroom scene, I almost was like, food fight!
Yeah, bro.
I almost did it, man. And I just remember cracking up so much. But then now that I think that's why they added more funny elements because they're like, originally was kind of funny. And now a little bit more of that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But man, you're right when you say like the environment is another actor in itself. So whenever you step in that world, it really, really was. I mean, it was just like so easy. Like I had done independent films and stuff, and then
sure,
where the era wasn't like too crazy.
Yeah.
But this was unlike anything I had ever seen or done since then. Honestly, it was just like in its own era and its own way. And the new movie that I have coming out soon, which is called The Call, is also set in the 80s.
Nice.
And if you love horror, we got Tobin Bell plays one of the leads with me.
Oh, I love that guy. He's great.
He plays Saw.
This.
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
man.
and Lynn Shay from Insidious, the psychic from Insidious.
Oh, nice.
He also plays opposite me, and I play finally the hero role in a movie, so that's going to be cool.
That's awesome.
And I think hopefully it comes out around maybe the later part of this year. Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to Stranger Things, man. It honestly, man, I never wore tighter pants.
Oh man, that was just
the strangest
thing.
That's pretty
how
great.
you know, man. Once you start wearing those acid wash jeans and tight pants, and you're like, okay, I'm in the 80s now. This is what it is. This is the style,
dude. And it's still cool. You see,
dude,
those styles come back into like
dude,
modern
that's so
society
crazy.
because of Stranger Things. People are like, I saw, there's people wearing bell bottoms again, but I mean,
Dude, right? Yeah.
There's people. I mean, it's nuts.
That's insane.
Like,
well, you got
crazy, man.
Well, man, you got people like in you got people like in vinyl records again, man. Like, I mean, it's been like that's been like recent, I'm one of those people that I thought Dungeons and Dragons was cool before it was cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
pioneers.
Because back in the day, you got made fun of for that stuff. But now it's like, oh, we're gonna go to these cons and play D&D, and it's cool now. And
exactly.
Hey,
to me,
that's what's up, though, man.
I could never get into D&D, man. I could never get into D&D. My D&D was like the Final Fantasy stuff, the role playing.
Yeah. Me too.
That's where I got my D&D fix, But that's why I recognize that Moogle back there, man.
Yeah, you got the Moogle.
So one of our friends.
I love that.
I saw the only thing I spot Cuphead right there too, man. So
yeah, we got Cuphead, we got Moogle, we got
that's
Cthulhu,
awesome.
And that's a mask. Yeah. That's a Jason mask signed by the actor that plays Jason.
Is that Kane Hodder? Yeah, that's wicked, man.
That's cool, man.
That's awesome.
I'm leaning closer.
Yeah, we're trying to take a peek.
Yeah, I know.
But that's dope, man.
Pretty cool.
Speaking of video games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's get into video. We'll talk about some video games. Chester, I hear you play some video games.
Oh, man, I love
little bit, right? Yeah,
every day, every weekday, I pretty much, probably 5 days a week, I'm streaming live on Twitch.
And that's awesome.
Twitch TV/Chester Rushing.
Oh, yeah, we'll put some links down below.
We'll get the link up, yeah.
We'll get you links.
Absolutely. Like, right now until the end of next month, we're doing a Make-A-Wish donation. So every single dollar that I make in donations is going to Make-A-Wish. And then
that's fantastic.
One day in 3 hours, we made $4,000.
Hey, nice.
Man, that's great.
Nice.
And some of these kids are wishing for Xboxes, for PlayStation 4, for a new computer. And $4,000 goes a long way to grant those wishes.
Oh, it does, brother.
Oh, no, yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. And I'm glad to hear that because, we're big on donations. We're big on charity. And the last couple of shows that we've had, we've been dealing with charitable donations and just charitable events in
That's
general.
right, brother.
So I'm glad to hear that, you know, we have another guest also jumping into the charity bucket there to help out those in need, man. So, you know, kudos. I love it.
Thank
And
you.
that's going to go out
And
to everybody.
that's
Make sure that
amazing.
we're linked up, man. You know, linked up.
You know, we're all light warriors out here doing our thing and bringing hope to people where we can. And, you know, video games is a way that I can help, you know, reach younger audiences, reach audiences of all ages that enjoy that may be like, hey, how do you be an actor? I'm like, well, go to get on an online acting school right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How do you do that? How do I get an agent? Well, get in an acting school that helps you do this or do that. Or like, what do I do whenever I'm feeling down? And I'm like, well, I can't tell you what to do, but this is what helped me.
Yeah.
You know, because we've all gone through stuff. We're all climbing our mountains.
Dude, every day, brother. Every day, brother.
I call them small mountains, right? Because to other people, the mountains that we're climbing may seem kind of small. Even if to us, they seem like a mountain.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So remember, just kindness is a superpower. So if you can be kind to somebody out there, do it. Because you never know what somebody's going through. You never know what people are dealing with. And so if I can do my part out here for people, anybody, and I've had people from all over the world go, man, we're spreading your message of hope and caring, and it helps us so much, like to beat depression, to like
absolutely
overcome. And I'm like, man, I can't even believe that I'm helping to do that, because that's all I've ever wanted to do with my acting,
bro.
But yeah,
touch people to help. Yeah,
my wife Ava, she learned how to read playing Final Fantasy 9.
What?
There you go.
Yeah,
dude, that's amazing. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one with Vivi, huh?
That's awesome. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, we love we're all about charity here, man. I mean, you know, I've done Extra Life before, which is a video game based charity where you help raise money to get some video games into a lot of these children's hospitals. I used to do that when I lived in Indy.
Wow.
Yeah, man, they're great. We would do a game day every year, and we would do a 24 to 48 hour marathon, bro. I'm dead serious, bro. We would meet up. We would meet up when I lived in Indy. We would meet up, and we would be at like a game center or something like that, and we'd play all kinds of games for like 48 hours straight, bro. Raising money for children's hospitals. And to go more into your work with children, and you said you did Make-A-Wish and things like that. I'm looking here, and I did not know this until a few days ago. I was doing some research, because we always do some research about the people we have on here.
Sure.
It said that you used to do music therapy for autistic children. Is that true?
I still do that. Yeah. So
you do. Tell us about that.
Tell us about this, because
I
saw that line too. I was like, what? That's amazing. I gotta know more about this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So so my now wife, Ava, in the past, before she was my wife, she, you know, started a center for autism for children because
that's awesome. I love that.
Younger sister.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And the doctors told her sister that she would never talk. She would never be able to do anything in society. She would never be able to function. And then Ava started teaching her how to sing, like just singing with her in the car. And then all of a sudden, the girl wasn't able to talk, but she was able to sing.
Wow.
That's crazy. Right? That's amazing.
And all of a sudden, while the parents were in there getting some McDonald's ice cream cones, the girl was talking in full sentences and songs.
Whoa.
Now to this day, she's able to even like go to neurotypical school. She's able to like talk, and she talks more than me, man. And I'm in an interview. No, she's doing great, dude. She's amazing. And that's
awesome, man.
I would go to their center and like play, you know, the songs in the morning.
Yeah, man.
See actually how much of a difference it made in these kids' life. And even to the point that I discovered that some of the kids were genius level musicians.
Wow.
They were unable to speak verbally, but their memorization, like I had a kid, I was like, all right, come sit by me on the piano. And he'd come sit by me. And I'm like, all right, if you want to say yes, you can play this happy chord, like this happy note. If you want to say no, put this lower chord, like, you know. And they would, right? And then I'd be like, can you copy me? And I'm like, boop, boop, boop. And he was like, doop, doop. And I was like, first try. Okay, cool. Do, 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 do. And he was like, do, 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 do. And then pretty soon, like, not even joking, within 3 or 4, he was able to memorize 28, 30 patterns. I was like, I've lost track. This
Wow.
kid do the whole thing I just did. I showed the mom the recording. I was like, look at your son.
That's
They got him
amazing.
out of our school into a special music school. And then, you know, like, I was able to be some catalyst into the
That's
parents
amazing,
finding
man.
out that their kids actually are, you know, they have super abilities. They're
Absolutely.
super talented people.
Yeah, man.
And so, you know, now our stuff is all online, obviously.
Yeah.
But you know, now we're doing I'm still like, you know, doing music in the mornings. Right now we're a little on hiatus, but like in about 2-3 weeks, we're about to start back up. And so twice a week I'll do music therapy for the kids in the morning, about an hour.
That's so cool, man.
And I'll sing good morning songs and all the stuff for the kids. And man, it fills me with joy, with hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
dude.
Oh, yeah, man. I love
Stuff money can't buy.
Man, see, look, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. That touches my heart, for real. We need more people.
Man.
We need more people like you in this world, man. Because honestly, look, this year has been insane. We started this out. This year has been crazy, right? The bad part is, you know, we're more divided right now than we have been.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not gonna get into the reasons why. We're not about that here, but I will say that what sucks about the internet, it was originally meant to be a good tool, right? Like, you know, it's supposed to help people out. And then you have people, social media, you know, came about, and then it's caused people to be negative, we'll put it that way. And man, we got to have more people like you in the world. We need more Chester Russians in the world, man.
Oh, man.
Like you, bro, because honestly, no, for real, man, because honestly, you have a very powerful voice in of itself, you know, being on the show that you were on, and being more known to people now than you were before, obviously, you know, and it's great to see people such as yourself who are trying to do some good in this world, because let's face it, man, we need it now more than ever. We need it, man. We need it. We desperately need it now. And I love that, man. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful way to live your life, to be honest, because knowing that you're getting up and you're taking your guitar, your instruments, or even your own voice, because your voice is also an instrument, and you're setting aside that time for these children who are autistic, because I also used to work with autistic children, about 10 years ago, and those kids, man, sometimes they feel trapped within themselves because they don't know they're not sure how to express themselves.
So express themselves.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and I'm a lover of music. I'm sure we all three can agree, you know, on that. And you got to use the tools that you know how to use. But music is great because sometimes kids don't know how to formulate words. Like you said, that one girl couldn't speak, but man, they know how to hear, right? They know how to listen. Right. And the power of music is so incredibly amazing, you know, I mean, with what people have done with it. And we're seeing a great example right here with you, Chester. That's fantastic, man.
Yeah, the whole music therapy.
That's great.
Phrase can mean so many things.
Yeah.
And in your example, I just think it's amazing that for the children, it's just a means to be able to communicate.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the biggest part that autistic children deal with the most is being able to understand me, or I can't communicate with you for whatever reason. You know, we just can't connect, you know? And the music creates that bridge to allow that connection, to allow that voice to come out. Because like Brian says, you know, that voice is trapped sometimes. And it's horrible to hear and to know that there's kids out there that have a voice, but just can't express it. And boom, music therapy is, okay, you can't speak, you can't do this. Well, let's try singing. Here's a guitar, here's a piano, here's a banjo, here's a whatever, here's a xylophone. Here you go. Go for it. You know what I mean? Yeah, express yourself. Express yourself. I'm listening. And I think that's the most important part right here, Chester, man. Not only the time, but listening to them, man. You're giving them that outlet that they so need in a time like right now, man.
You know, I want to say one thing too that I noticed. So Chester had invited me to play Fortnite with him a few nights ago, not too long ago. We were playing Fortnite together on his stream, which was pretty sweet.
Yeah, brother.
Even though I'm not that great at Fortnite, that's not my game. But
no, you're great, dude.
But,
kids are freaking amazing, though.
Yeah, bro.
How do you do this?
But the thing is, we're talking about these kids, man. I don't see. You're probably the only stream that I've ever seen that lets these children play with you. Like, a lot. Because look, a lot of times people give kids, in video gaming online, like, oh man, these children, they're gonna say stupid stuff and it's gonna be annoying. You don't see it that way, like
it amazes
you wanna, you play with these kids. Like it was so adorable because when we were playing, you had a kid we were playing in a game with. He was like, so did you fight the Demigorgon? It was so cute. That was great, man. I love that stuff.
It's so amazing that you survived.
Yeah.
A helicopter is coming to get us. What, buddy? A helicopter. It's coming. A helicopter.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, I got him, buddy.
Man, yeah, bro.
You're the best at this. I'm like, thanks, man.
But dude, but I love that though because it's genuine. It's a genuine interaction, and you don't seem to get annoyed by that. I mean, at all. Like you just go with it because they're kids, man. Like they don't know any better, man. They don't know the world, right? So I mean, you're playing with them, and you're playing a game that. Let's face it, Fortnite is mostly known as a game for children, usually.
Right.
But I mean, you don't care. You jump in, you do it for them, and what are you sweating, right? Nothing, right? So I mean, I love that.
It's tough. Like I think and one of the main reasons I started playing Fortnite was because I knew like it's a way to connect with so many people. But they do this event right called the Pro Am.
Yes,
where even if you place in the top, like out of 100, like it's a duos, right?
Yeah.
So
out of 100,
familiar. There's like 50 spots, but even if you place in the top 50, they start giving like $10,000, $20,000 to charity, up to $1 million.
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, man.
So they place an actor with a gamer, like a true hardcore gamer, and then they throw them at each other. Now I think it's up to almost 4 or 5 million that you can win for charity of your choice. And so I was like, okay, let me try. Like maybe I can do this. Maybe I can do it. And then now I'm playing because I know like these kids need an outlet. Like these people need an outlet to come and have some fun. And I laugh so hard when the kids are just like,
oh, bro,
everybody's having fun.
Start saying,
subscribers, followers, you just have to be subscribed or donate. And I'm just like, hey man, come on in, And then some people will like freak out. Like this kid, like in Germany, would be like, "Oh my God, you're from Stranger Things." That's awesome, amazing.
Man. That's awesome. That's awesome.
And then I'm like, hey, dude, what's your favorite food in Germany, man? They're like, oh, I like spaghetti. I'm like, what? I thought you were going to say something else, man. No,
I love it. I love it, dude. I love it.
You got to look at it this way,
love that.
Man. He's German. I'm pretty sure he's eating German stuff all the time. So
yeah, right.
Something Italian that's like, oh my God, it's the best thing ever,
I never thought of it like that.
Right, yeah, no doubt.
Right?
No doubt, man.
You know what? That's one of the things
that's amazing
about America is that we have foods from all over the world here. So we know everything. But when you're over in Germany, man, pizza and spaghetti is like the shit because you don't get it out here.
I love the pizza. It's like,
right?
Wait, what?
It's like,
that's cool, man.
That's hilarious, man.
Or some people are like, what's a taco? I'm like, whoa, what?
Right, yeah. You're like, wait, hold on.
You're like, gotta open some eyes here. Gotta open some eyes here.
One of I was eating beef jerky, and one of my friends from Scotland was like, I've always wanted to try the beef jerkies.
Beef jerkies.
I was like, what? She's like, yes, you've got to send me. I was like, it's just beef jerky.
What?
I was like, you don't have beef jerky? She was like,
whoa.
We don't have anything like that. I was like,
crazy.
That's so awesome to know.
So you're telling me that I need to learn how to make beef jerky and go to Scotland. dude, I would kill, right? Like money. That's the money, dude. Let me go. Let's go right now. Tell the wife after we're packing up, we're going to Scotland. It's over, bro. I'm gonna be that beef jerky
and everything.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
But it's funny though because it's the things like that, man. It's the little things we take for granted, right? Like those little things that somebody else is just like, whoa, beef jerky, bro. That's just hilarious, man.
I've never saw it,
right?
That's so great. So you're a musician, obviously. You do that. Tell us about that, man. What we went from talking about your acting career. Let's talk about your musician, man. You got some songs on Spotify.
Yeah.
You just released a new single, right? Not that long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Called "Don't You Worry."
Yes.
Conrad Old Money, which was he's done a lot of rap, and a lot of like hip hop stuff, and also a lot of lo-fi things as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he, I reached out to him. It was a super crazy story about this actually.
Mm-hmm.
So the week that COVID hit,
mm-hmm.
I had this song for a month, and I was like, please let me record this with you before anything goes down.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, because we were in LA.
No doubt.
We didn't know what was going on, man. We didn't know.
Yeah, LA's crazy with that stuff right now.
Yeah.
Like I went to his house, his home studio, mansion in the hills. You know those houses. You're just like, how does somebody acquire this? Like, right. And it's like, they had a whole bunch of like, producers in the house too. So I went up there and I laid down the track one day, and then he's like, brother, I think I'm gonna go back to Canada. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave like tomorrow or the next day. Ooh. I was like, you should go. And he went, and then 2 days later they closed the border to Canada.
Whoa, so he got out. I mean, he was able to
right in time.
Get out like in time, man. Hey.
And then like the next like month he was like, I hate being in Canada.
Oh.
He's like, I miss LA, bro.
Whoa.
Like,
wow.
The second they opened it, he was like back in LA. Like he was like, where are you? Insane. I was like, I'm in Texas, man. Like
yeah.
But yeah, so
that's
like
crazy.
So right at the right time, and I was like, dude, what a good thing. And that song, Don't You Worry, the chorus is, don't you worry about the past. Mm-hmm. Don't you worry about the past. Like, no matter what's going on in your life, even though it is kind of difficult sometimes,
you
have to remember that, you are the person that you are today because of the hardships that you've gone through.
That's right.
In the past, right? And don't worry, man. The past is already done with. If you can focus on this moment, right now, this day, today, this second that you got a chance to breathe another breath, then you can realize like maybe there's something I need to learn here, maybe about myself or about the current situation, and maybe I can do something worthwhile. Even if it doesn't seem to you that you're doing something worthwhile, it does make a difference. Because we're all awesome. We all have a light in us that can and does change the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that anyway. So that's what that song is about, is like kind of letting go of the past.
Yeah.
Still kind of remembering it, like keeping it in your rearview mirror. You can check on it every now and then if you want and see it behind you, go, oh, that's cool. But if you can kind of just be here now, things can be a lot easier, I think.
No doubt. No doubt, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You're absolutely right.
Chester, I haven't heard any of your stuff just yet. I'm going to. But for those out here that are not familiar with it, what style are you looking into it? Or what style do you play? I heard rap. Is that what we're listening to?
No. So that vibe's a little bit like kind of like a Coldplay meets like a Ed Sheeran sort of like vibe with some hip hop beats in the back carrying it through.
It's a great song. I just listened to it this morning before we got on.
It's kind of pop friendly.
Yeah.
But my new stuff, like I'm working on this new love song right now called Quarantine. And
okay.
Yeah. So
I like that.
I like it.
It's
the lyrics are, it may not be February, but won't you be my quarantine? And we took elements from Oasis.
That's
I
great.
put some heavy lead guitars in that.
Oh, let's go.
I went like at first I wrote it as a love, like super like lovey-dovey.
Yeah.
And the producer was like, "Why don't you like kick its butt a little bit? Like, add some metal guitars.
Turn it up to 11, man."
I did, dude, and I had some power chords, and it made it like a rock ballad, dude. We even made it.
Dude, let's go.
And I was like,
I gotta hear
dang.
this. That sounds
I can't wait to hear this.
I'm gonna
let's go.
whenever we can get the chance, I'm gonna send it to you guys first.
Let's go.
Nice.
That'd be dope, man. That'd be
Before
great.
anybody else gets the chance to hear it.
That would be fantastic.
Because, dude, it takes that Oasis element of the rock and roll, live forever type vibe of like hopeful rock guitars that I don't know. It's not really prevalent right now in a lot of radio music, but it's like taking new school and that old school and really, really fusing the two and kind of going, listen, rock and roll will never die. There's still metal in the world
That's right, baby.
That's hopeful, and it doesn't get too overpowering, but it also has like it fits right in. And my Ava heard it the other day, and she was like, "Chester, this is the best song you've ever done. It's the best song you've ever written."
Oh, let's go.
Have a power ballad vibe to it, right?
Power ballad.
I'm loving it. I'm loving this, man.
Yeah, and so proceeding, I might be in a new band with like kind of like a super group they're putting together with some people in LA and in England. And we might be coming out with some like
let's go.
More rock stuff pretty soon because
dude, that's what's up, man.
I really like that vibe, and I think a lot of people would dig it too, Because when this is all over, I want to go tour. When this is all over, I want to
dude,
my electric guitar on stage in front of thousands of people that are healthy.
I want to see you shred, dude. I want to see you shred, bro. Come on.
I want you back. I want you going backstage.
Let's go. Dude.
I'm in for that.
Oh, dude, I am down. I am down for that, brother.
That I will.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm down.
I'm down, man.
I'm good.
We were talking about, we speaking of that, being creative and look, man, these times we're in right now with COVID, man, it has shut down and tried to defeat us, right? Because we ain't gonna let them defeat us, right? We're not gonna lay down for anything, man. Here, but I'm curious, man. You're an actor and you're a musician. You're. I love that, by the way, because you should never limit yourself. I'm gonna tell y'all, don't limit yourself. Okay, it is possible to be talented in various areas. Don't limit yourself. Believe me on that. Yeah. We're in some pretty interesting times. We'll put it that way. Right now, where we can't do anything in person like this. We can't. We're not able to go to these conventions. That's how I met Chester 2 years ago at PopCon in Indianapolis.
The big groups can't happen.
We can't do the big groups. We can't do those things. It's causing some of us probably to go stir crazy. I know me. I'm a huge extrovert, and I hate being in my home almost all the time. So I gotta know, man. How has this pandemic challenged you as an actor? And how has it challenged you as a musician? Like, how has it caused those creative juices to flow even more? Because I'm sure it has, man.
Yeah. So like, I've lost a friend or two from COVID already.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Which is really tough, And then right now, as of this last week, my family in New Orleans, my aunt, my uncle, my two younger cousins. My three younger cousins, they all got it, and they're getting better, thank God. But it hit my family in Houston, where my grandma stays, and then it hit them. And luckily, we didn't lose anybody.
Yeah.
But man, I was like, how do I? It kind of puts you in a state of just contemplation. I think you're like, what am I gonna do when this is done? If I can make it out of this one, then I'm gonna be even stronger than ever. Like, I'll tell you what, man, before this, there were days where I wouldn't really leave my house, where I wouldn't want to travel because I was like afraid of planes, or like I was like whatever. But man, when this is done, I'm like, there's not a part of the world that I don't want to go to.
No doubt.
There's not something that I wouldn't go exciting to see out, or an event that I wouldn't want to be a part of if I, you know. And you know, my creative juices have flown because I just remembered the times when my dad, you know, was sick with cancer, like we talked about earlier. I would just sit in my room and just like really write songs. And I'd really just be like, if I'm going through this, I know somebody else is going through something worse.
That's right.
So maybe I can help out somebody out there with some of my words I have to say.
Right.
And so I started writing more music, right? As an actor, you know, I have been auditioning for voice acting for 3.5 years in LA. 3.5 years of no's. Every week I'd have 4 to 5 to 6 maybe commercial animation auditions. And every single one of them would be nope. But they just don't call you back. They just like don't tell you.
Yeah.
Of course.
I did get a call back in the past for the man in the yellow hat for Curious George.
Nice.
And that was nice. But I didn't get my first animation role for voiceover on a network gig until after I moved out of LA, second week that I moved to Texas. So the second week that I was here, I sent in an audition. I sat in my closet, that closet over there, and I got my little USB mic, and I just went ahead and did the voice and everything, man.
Yeah, man.
It was like really crazy. And
that's amazing.
They called me back. And I can't say the show or the network right now, but I think the show will be out next year.
Okay.
And it's the same directors as Kung Fu Panda. So you can always imagine who we have on the cast. Like, insane.
That's pretty cool.
And so far, even though I'm just a supporting role, I'm doing 2 to 3 characters per episode. I'm doing crazy voices. I'm like, now I think I'm up to 6 episodes, which is
that's cool.
And I think there's like almost 30 plus in season 1.
Oh wow.
So it's like, whoa. I mean, and they said, you know, if it wasn't for COVID, I don't know if we'd be able to get actors of your status to do these roles, Chester. And I was like, man, if you only knew that I've been trying to do this.
Man, I've been itching and clawing and scratching and fighting. No doubt,
and
man.
Once they saw
I got my own recorder too, man. I've been recording voices because I've been trying to do the same thing. I'll sit in my closet and be like, let me just practice this for a bit, you know? So I feel you.
And, you know, and you never know which was the one I didn't think was going to be the one. And they were like, that voice. And then do some more voices.
That's
and
cool.
Then my first gig, you know, here's a testament to investing in yourself. My first gig, they were like, we're going to send you out some equipment. And I was like, no. Let me contact my friend who was the mix engineer at the studio. And I said, what mic do I need, man? What equipment do I need to be a pro, to show up my first day at work and be the person that you know I want to be?
Yeah.
And he said, it's going to cost you about $2,000. And it was like, or it was about $2,000, but he was like, but I got a guy at Sweetwater. He probably get, so I ended up spending about $1,200 on a mixer, on a Neumann mic, and then I fully decked out my bigger closet. Yeah, I upgraded closets. I took Ava's closet. Packed up blankets all around.
That's awesome, man.
And then put another Ethernet cable in there, and I recorded live from my house because we do live sessions. Like, the director will be just like this. And he'll
wow, really?
And they'll hear us, and we'll talk, do the acting. We'll see the other actors.
Yeah.
And we'll record the show that way, and it's
That's
working.
crazy.
And so I invested that money back into myself, and it paid off because I think they saw how adamant I was. And now the networks, since then, they haven't stopped asking me to read for leads in their new shows.
That's
So
amazing.
getting
That's
close,
great.
getting close to
That's
getting
great.
my own show, whether it takes a year and a half of auditioning.
Whatever it takes,
I know that I have what it takes to stand with some of the best in the business and be able to give it all I've got. And every day I'm getting better. Every no I get better, figure it out.
Yeah, that's been
It
what's
speaks volumes, man. It speaks
yeah,
volumes.
that's
like I was saying earlier, a sea of no's, man. But just keep going. Just keep going, because you never know who's going to give you that yes.
That's right, man.
So,
And it only takes one yes to change your world.
Yeah, you know that.
Yeah,
you know that without a doubt, man.
Stranger things have happened. Than a boy that schleps enchiladas or a girl out there doing.
That's great. I like that. I like that.
Getting a job, right? Man, that changes his or her life, and it's possible. Because, listen, if anybody can hear my voice, man, if it can happen for me, it can most definitely happen for you.
That's right.
That dream in your heart, you hear people talk about it all the time. The law of equal and opposite reaction, right? Mm-hmm. If there's a one force in the universe, then there's another force out there like equal and opposite, right? So if you have a dream in your heart, then that has to mean that your dream is out there looking for you.
That's
waiting
powerful.
For you to happen.
I like that.
So whenever you finally meet up, it does happen. And that just takes determination, your dreams to really, really, really envision it, and hard work. There is no substitute for hard work. And that's, like you said earlier, the college of YouTube. If you don't have money to go to class, look up those YouTube videos. Look up how to see how actors hold themselves in an interview, because that's an entirely different skill set. Like how to memorize lines, how to get into a character, how to create voices, doing vocal warm-ups every single day that you can to be the singer you want to be, which I slack at sometimes, obviously. But we're all getting there together.
That's right.
If there's one piece of advice that I will give to anybody, it's never compare your success by the success of others.
That's right. Yeah.
Ever. Because you know it. You know that to be true. Because somebody may have all the stuff on the outside and they're lacking a whole bunch of stuff that you already got on the inside, or vice versa, or whatever. But you never want to compare yourself to somebody else by the success of others, because you're doing just fine. You're doing just great by even wanting to be there at the next place you want to go.
That's right, man.
I tell my kids that all the time, dude. Don't worry about what others are doing. Your success is your success. Don't compare with others, because you don't know what their situation is. It could be completely different from yours. So do your best, get to it, work hard. You'll get to where you want to be.
Amen to that, man.
Amen. No doubt about it, man. I mean, I've always been a believer in, you have people out there who are successful, and I think it's not just about comparing your success to somebody else's success. It's also about what success means to you versus what it means to somebody else, because no two people's successes are the same. I have a lot of I have a hard time with that myself. I have depression, and I deal with it on a day-to-day basis, man, as best I can. And I know I'm one of those believers in I don't like to step on people to be more successful. I don't want to step on somebody else's career or somebody else's livelihood or someone's whatever. I feel like this world needs more people pulling each other up, grabbing each other's hand and pulling them up when you get to that place. Because I'm all about bringing people with me to the top, not looking down at them, from this mountain that you said earlier that I'm climbing, right?
Right.
I'm not sure, but I'm trying to. You got to be humble about everything you do.
Yes.
And not allow that pride to set in, because I'm sure that when you get to that place where, it always takes one yes, that pride can easily.
And I've
had the pleasure of meeting a lot of A-list celebrities. I've had the pleasure of talking to a lot of people, and there are a lot of people. One of my heroes, one of my personal heroes is Kevin Smith. Okay, I love the guy.
Yeah, great guy.
He's a very great guy. He's a very humble guy, and he had a book that he put out, an kind of like a biography, or if you will, about himself, and he said, don't let the world tell you who you are. You are what you are. So, you might not be we could say for you, Chester, you might not have, I'm sure you always thought you were an actor, right? You didn't let your success define you being an actor. That's what you do. I'm a big believer in, if you speak it out into the universe, it is what it is. So you gotta tell yourself that every day that, yeah, this is what I am. I don't care what anybody else says. This is who I am. This is what I'm doing. This is my career. This is my life. And you don't have to like it, but that's what I do.
This is me, like you said, yeah.
So I mean, we need more people, to build people up instead of tearing people down. I see it too much online of people constantly just attacking each other and tearing people down and stuff like that. That's got to stop, man. It's especially in these tough times that we're in, where people are in their homes all the time and they're probably going crazy and want to go out. And I'm telling you right now, I get it. Like I said, I understand. Trust me. I get it. I hate not being able to hang out with people or go to a bookstore and chill, and set up there and stuff like that. I hate that I'm not able to do those things. And, we're in some interesting times, but don't let that stop you from being creative. Because, I mean, look at Chester, man. He's set up in his closet. If he can set up in his closet
and get my dream job,
you know what I mean? You can do it too, man.
I literally will sit in my closet for 4 hours a day,
man.
Because you'll do an audition and it'll be like you'll record for 15 minutes and then edit it for an hour. And 45 minutes to make it better.
Yeah, man.
Things work, and then it's like, whoa, dude, 4 or 5 auditions went by. It's dinner time, man. It's like, hey, man.
Yeah.
It is true. It's like, don't give up hope.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, your kindness can change the life of others.
That's right.
We all have a universe of awesomeness inside of us. I believe that anyway. Mm-hmm. And I do believe that just being kind, like the people out there that are just pushing negativity, right? Mm-hmm. It may give them momentary satisfaction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Satisfaction that is never satisfied.
Yeah.
They will always be hungry until the day that they realize there's a power in being kind. It takes more effort.
Man. Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot more effort to choose to be kind and to choose to pull people up like you want to do, like you said.
Yeah, man.
But when you do it, the return may not be instant.
Oh, yeah.
But it's forever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
It's forever.
Oh, yeah. And I feel like a lot of times people get lost in the thing, like they define success as money. Let me tell you something, man. Look,
money,
man, we've been doing this show. Let's see, we brought this so we brought this show back from the grave because of COVID.
Yeah, we did.
We're almost at like our 20 episodes in since we brought it back, and I've had the pleasure of doing a lot of panels with what I do, because I do a lot of game journalism. I'm a video game reviewer.
Nice.
I'm a podcaster. I'm a writer. I'm an entertainment journalist, so I cover a lot of different things. And I've had the pleasure of getting to go to so many different stand-up shows. I got to meet Jason Mewes and talk with him before he did his set last year, which was great. He's such a good dude. I've met Kevin Smith. I've met his daughter, Harley. Great.
Yeah, I did a show with Harley.
Really nice. Yeah, man, she's fantastic. And what do I make? You guys think I'm rich? No. but the beautiful thing is, look, I don't see the money as success, because for me, it's the experiences I get to have along the way. It's the and then
you get to make money along the way.
Like, exactly, and when the money comes, it's great, but it doesn't take away from the fact that I get all this experience, I get all this knowledge. I get to meet so many great people. I mean, I get to know people like Chester because of it, because when I was out there for PopCon, I'm a convention reviewer too. I'm a man of many hats, man. So like I met Chester. Great dude. I will say this. One thing, when I first met you, I noticed something that immediately different about you. Not to say that anybody else there was bad. They weren't. Right. But what I noticed about you, and I'll say this as someone who goes to a ton of conventions and is totally missing them because of what's going on right now. What I like, dude, right? What I immediately liked about you had your wife there with you. She was working the booth. She's fantastic too. I had the pleasure of meeting Ava. She's great. She's a beautiful soul, just like you. And you were out from behind your booth. You were in front of your booth. You didn't sit there. You didn't do this, And look, once again, I'm not saying if you do this, you're wrong. It's not. Not everybody's like that. But I love that you came out and you were out there greeting your fans as they were walking up to you. You were hugging people, shaking their hands, interacting with them, and that just struck me because I don't see a lot of celebrities do that. I don't see a lot of guests do that. Maybe because they don't feel comfortable doing that, and I get it, right? It's fine. But that struck me when I saw you doing that because I walked up to you and you say, "Hey, what's up, man?" Like you knew me. I was like, "Whoa, hold on!" Like that was really cool because you're that kind of guy. You're that kind of person, and that's what attracted me to you as a person, because you're just a fun, loving guy, and I can tell you have a beautiful soul about you. And you're not the kind of person who lets their success define them and has an ego, and I've seen that in so many people. One thing Kevin Smith says in his book is that when he met a lot of his heroes, he got very disappointed, and sometimes that happens. And meeting you was probably my best interaction of the whole con because, and I met a lot of people that were way up there, and meeting you was the best because you were just the most authentic person, and I hope you always maintain that, man. Don't stay true to yourself, dude.
What I say is who I am has gotten me where I am. Mm-hmm. So why would I change when I get to where?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. That's exactly how I see things too.
It's so true because, I think I learned a great lesson. So a lot of people don't know this, but I was like Shree B in Logan, the movie.
I know, I saw it. Right? Oh yeah.
I was in Logan, but I still worked for 4 weeks, a whole month on Logan.
Yeah.
There was stuff that they cut out, all my lines they cut out. They kept a few lines though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And every single person that I saw Hugh Jackman meet, even including me. I saw Hugh Jackman. What a man. What a guy.
Oh man, yeah.
I saw him walk by me and I was like, "Oh my God, that's Hugh Jackman." And I was like, "What do I say if he talk?" And all of a sudden I saw him turn around and walk right to me and just go, "Hey, I'm Hugh."
Oh my God.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Chester. He's like, "You're one of the prom guys." I'm like, "I am." He's like,
"That is awesome,
man." He was like, "Well, I'm gonna get some sushi. Do you want to come with me?" And I was like, "There's sushi?" Man. He was like, "Catering, put out some amazing sushi."
That is so great.
Put his arm around me. He was like, "Come on, man."
Bro, that's amazing, dude. I love that.
And we walked over to the tent, and there was a giant sculpture of Wolverine. And he was like, "Look at this sushi. It's blueberry." And I was like, listen, I may have done Stranger Things, but the catering was Marvel set, okay?
Yeah, man.
Remember me? But there goes to show,
that's great, man.
You can play a superhero in the movies and act like one in real life.
Oh, I love that.
People that admire.
I love that.
I love Chadwick was one of those people too. You know? Hugh Jackman,
Oh man, yeah.
the man. And I said, if I could ever have somebody leave an interaction with me better than it was whenever they came out, then that's the kind of person I want to be. Because those are the things, those moments, those are what carry us through the times like this, that unforeseen moments that the world can bring us.
Mm-hmm.
Our experiences, of our good experiences, can really, really pull us through some dark times. And
yeah, absolutely.
I'm inspired by people like him that really, really, really go out of their way to make fans go excited. And I'm a fan first. I was at A-Kon, Comic-Con for anime, way back in the day. Like, I would go there just like to meet the Ninja Turtles, like, right? I'm freaking out about it. Like, or I'd go see some celebrity friends, like, now that, like, I met them at Comic-Con when I was like a guest getting stuff signed. And then we started appearing together years later.
Oh, wow.
I remember you. Like,
oh, wow. That's awesome.
Like Kyle LeBear, one of my friends, Kyle LeBear. He's a voiceover mentor, but he's voice of Optimus Prime. He's a narrator in Dragon Ball Z.
That's really cool.
He's done hundreds of things.
Yeah.
And he still to this day will talk and be like, I can't, he's like, I always knew there was something cool about you, special about you. And it was because the people like that told me that, hey, it's possible. You don't have to be Tom Cruise to make a living in the entertainment business.
Yeah.
You can really, there's hundreds of jobs for people.
Yeah.
And that alone, just that knowledge, man, that blew me away.
Yeah. I've had the pleasure of speaking with Kyle LeBear. He's great, man. He's a good dude. I actually got to interview him at I think it was also a PopCon. I don't know if it was the same year you were there. I think it might have been a year before. But Kyle LeBear is an amazing dude. I love that guy. That's cool. He's a friend of yours. That's great, man. That's fantastic, man. Yeah. Well, guys, that's all the time we're gonna have today for this episode of the DragonCast. Yeah, man. But man, look, man, thank you, Chester, so much for giving us some of your time today. We appreciate it. We'd love to have you back on at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
Some
of the most fun I've ever had on an interview. Ever.
I know, Victor. That's good, man. We try to make it fun. We want to make everybody feel comfortable here, man. We really do.
Look,
and we want to.
This is our. Real quick, our philosophy when we have our shows.
That's right.
We're just hanging out, having a conversation.
That's right, man.
That's it. There's no pre-show. There's no script. I'm not reading notes off my hands.
Yeah.
We're just three guys or girls. Sometimes it's got ladies on.
Ladies, yeah.
Just having conversation, man. I think those are the best types of conversation you can have. Just, hey, we're winging it. Man. We'll let the conversation flow and let it be. Yeah,
we love to make our guests feel comfortable here because we know that sometimes you get to those interviews and they're like, okay, so we're gonna do this, and it's like, no, yeah. We ain't about that here, man. We want you to be you, and not
whenever
feel like
you told me that I was,
yeah, man, because he messaged because Chester was like, okay, so if you have any pre-written questions, I'm like, no, we don't do that here. We got that here, bro. We got you, man. but yeah, Victor and I are planning on doing some shows live in person at some conventions, hopefully next year. Yeah, man, if we ever cross paths, we'd love to do that in person with you.
My time.
That'd be great. And we would love to have you back on again at some point, man, later on down the road. And give you some more time here because you got all the time. You want our time, you got it too, brother. It goes both ways. But thank you guys so much for listening to our 37th episode of the DragonCast. And that's all I got, man. Is there anything else, Chester? Is there anything else, man, you want to let the people know at home? Where they can find you, where they can see your projects and all that good stuff, man.
Yeah, please just give me a follow on Twitch if you can. Twitch.tv/Chester Rushing. And you can find me on all platforms. It's just at Chester Rushing. Everything. And just remember that you are awesome. Don't give up hope. And kindness is a superpower. That's all I got.
Nice.
That's right,
No,
man.
that's it, man. There's words to live by. Love it.
That's right.
Love it,
Well,
love it.
well, until next time, guys. My name's Brian Daniels. That's my man, Victor Salazar. We'll see you guys next time. Later, guys.
Later.